You're tuned into the Visibility Strategy live stream with Amy Nubson and Christina Vidovich, where strategy meets storytelling and confidence takes the spotlight. Join us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern as we help you set sail on your visibility journey. I am so excited about today's conversation. I'm Christina Vidovich, visibility strategist.
And I'm Amy Nubson, growth strategist.
Yay. Amy, we're talking boundaries and the wins for the month. We've spent the last few weeks talking about personal boundaries. What does it look like when we show up in the world? But now, sharing our wins for the month and wins that others can celebrate and look at in their lives.
Yeah, I mean, this has been quite a month to look back on, and that's what I love about these end month things is look back, because sometimes we get so used to moving forward that we kind of forget to look and see what we actually accomplished. And this month was crazy impressive for both you and I. And we got to spend 2 full weeks together in person, just getting to plan, laugh, enjoy life, and get to know each other even more than we did before.
Yes. And it's so incredible to just think it was just 20 days ago we were sitting in the room still having the conference, and all of the energy that was going on. It was incredible. But to that point of going, okay, we know the conference is over. Now it's time for those personal boundaries, and going, whoop, the emails aren't getting answered. The phone isn't getting answered. We've got to take a couple days for ourselves. And just like you said, we had a fun week where we did have meetings with each other, but we left the rest of the world on a pause button, because if we didn't, we would be more exhausted.
Well, we went to make space for each other, right?
Yes.
That's the whole idea too. When we hit pause or we say no to something, we're making space for something else.
Yeah.
And at different times, things make sense. Like, I really need space for this today. And for us, we're in person. Let's have space here. And one of those days was Valley Fair, going out and having fun, enjoying ourselves. But we made space for that. That was our boundary. I mean, we did a few videos and we had fun there, but we weren't checking our emails. We weren't doing work that day. And it was a Tuesday. So that was our boundary. It's like, it's okay. People can wait today. We planned for this.
Exactly. And who doesn't love an amusement park on a Tuesday?
No, the kids sure did. And so did we. I mean, that's the fun thing is, and then I'm traveling and I'm in Ohio, and you took another week and traveled along the way going home. So we've been in different cities, different states, different places, all within this time period of spending a week together and doing a week of conferences.
Yeah.
So it's very, very possible to create it all, but you have to know where to say no or let things get a little behind. Or for me, I told my team, I'm like, this is going to be a busy month. I need you to slow our communication, slow our marketing down a little bit, because I don't have the time to keep up.
Yeah.
And I love that they know what that means. And then I'm like, okay, great. There's a little bit more grace here. There's a little more time. I'm responding maybe 5 versus 15 versus 20.
Yeah. And I like that, because the ones that are urgent will always get taken care of. But not everything is in that urgent box. It's something that can wait till tomorrow or the next day, and sometimes next week, because the project isn't due and it just doesn't have to get done at that moment. And why put yourself underneath that pressure, that stress? And we know that word burnout, because it's like, oh, well, wait a minute, it really didn't have to be done. But if I take that step back for myself and just reevaluate and go, okay, this is a better place, how much better we can approach something by taking the moment to say no.
Yeah, and it's okay if you get a DM or an email and say, I'm off this week, or can I respond to you next week? Acknowledging it and responding later, right? Taking a nap. That's one thing I know both of us were like, oh gosh, we need a nap. We didn't do it because there was time that we needed in those moments. But the next week I was laying down, I was sleeping more, I was recovering from that go, go, go mentality. I didn't keep pushing through that.
Yes.
Sleep is a big one to pay attention to and include in that win. Like,
Yes.
did you get enough sleep? Did you get enough water? That was another thing. I had to drink a lot of water because we were on the go constantly. I was like, oh my gosh, water.
Yes. And their basic life sustenance, sleep and water. I mean, it's so simple, but we do deprive ourselves of those things because we think that we need to go, go, go.
Yes. And then when I got done after the week of enjoying our time, I looked at my schedule and had overscheduled it. And I went through and I go, who can I move into a couple weeks later? So I started rearranging my schedule to give me more space, to give me more time to work on client projects, to work on what I wanted to, what we were creating together. Those things also did matter. And I had control of my schedule.
Yes.
And I moved people. And they were
Yes.
fine with that. It's summer. Like, is it all right? Yeah, that's fine. And then they moved me, which was great. I was like, okay, this is working out. Because somehow I always say the universe helps you out. I'm like, sure, I can reschedule that. You know, those are things that really do help. Even to the point where we've talked about, like, how do we do one-on-one calls? Let's bring them into our Wednesday afternoon session. Have them meet us both.
Yeah.
Get to know who we are. Experience what we're creating.
Yeah.
What a magical way to meet somebody. Versus a
Exactly.
one-to-one conversation that's getting harder and harder to fit in our schedule.
Absolutely. And I think that's a simple but brilliant tactic that anyone could use of going, wow, what does this one-to-one look like? And, yes, it's wonderful to get to know and like, trust people in the time that you can spend that one-on-one. But you can also get to know people in those group sessions, in watching them interact with other people. You really get to know somebody's character, because I can say anything that I want of who I am. But if you watch me interact, you're going to go, oh, she's actually who she says she is.
It's a really good point. And the fun thing is you get to meet other people, not just me. On a one-on-one, that's why you're meeting. Now you're meeting Christina. Now you're meeting whoever's in the room, which might be 1, might be 20. It doesn't, every week's a little bit different, right?
Wow.
So that's the beauty of it too, is now you get to meet more. And if you're in our community and you like who we are, then you're more likely going to like the ladies that are in our room who are sharing the space with us.
Exactly.
So it's creating a boundary that we're like, let's do this. Let's bring them in quicker.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Frees us up space and time, but it also allows us to go, what do you think? Do you like this? Do you want more? How do you want to be involved?
Yes. Yes. And another thing that we're going to bring up too in that boundaries is the protecting of the energy. So if there is someone in your room that doesn't belong, it's okay to say no.
Yes.
They belong in another room, and it's okay. Because just like you said, Amy, just a moment ago, is when you protect that, not only are you serving that person to move on to the space they need to be on, you're also serving all the people in your room to uplift that energy back to where it should be and protect each other. And I think that's an important piece of protecting boundaries.
And I think this is a great place to pause and talk about how do you tell them no? Because there's a tactic that is really interesting. And the more I understood one element, it became so much easier to do that. So let's talk about a little bit that more after the break.
Here's our dance break.
Share your story, own your name, step in the light, ignite your flame, show up, shine out, it's time to be heard, flip fear into power with every word, visibility, accountability, we write a wild new legacy.
Here we are. So, yes, we invite you every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, to join us for Visibility Accountability Group. You can hit the website, womengettingvisible.com, and find out right there. Get on the email list. We will send you how to join us for 1 month free. And if you love us, and we know you will, you can continue on with our community of women who want to keep you accountable for your visibility. So, Amy, let's talk about some of those tactics that you were talking about right before the break.
So one of the things I learned, because I was a huge like avoidance person, like I avoided conflict, I peacekeeper at all times, which usually meant compromising everything I wanted or what I was saying. I realized being that person never served me. And what I realized is the more confident I was in who I was, what I wanted, and what my mission was, the more confident I was at those conflict conversations. And I'm like, now when I switch that mindset of going, okay, I have to have a really difficult conversation, I'm like, no, I have to protect, because I love that peacekeeping protection is kind of who I am. So I have to protect what I'm building, who are already invested. And if I allow this energy to come into the room and be toxic or be destructive or whatever it might be, even if it's just irritation, that can really ruin the dynamic of a team, a dynamic of what you're trying to grow. And I realized nipping that in the bud quickly is the key. Trying to identify resolution, of course, having that conversation of asking some questions with them, engaging where they're, that's the key, is engaging with them directly. Don't skirt the idea. Go, can you tell me what's going on? Do you have are you having a problem with the content, with the people in the room? Like, ask them questions, but be direct about those questions. You can gauge what's happening. In the past, I'd be like, so what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Those are hard questions to answer, and you don't always get the answer you're looking for. Ask the question of the answer you want to hear.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, absolute tactic versus again, like you said, dancing around it. It's just like it reminds me of just the simplicity of when we say to someone, "How are you doing?" "Fine."
And you're like, great, now what do I do with that? This is really pretty today. You go to like this weird, obscure area, like place.
Yeah.
And it becomes awkward really quickly.
Yes. Yes. And I appreciate that, because it's the details. Don't assume anything. Don't assume, one, when you talk, that somebody knows exactly what you're talking about. And two, when you're asking the questions, and I love this. This is one of the things Amy teaches other people, of going, just because you heard yourself say it 50 times a day doesn't mean the next person heard the first 50 times that you said it. So they don't know who you are or what you talked about. So don't get irritated by getting asked again. And two, be gracious in that, oh, let me explain, and explain it in simple terms. This is another one of those things we've talked about on other strategies, is explain it in simple everyday terms, so you can find out if the person has any idea what you're talking about. Because if you're talking over their head, you lost them.
Yes. Yeah, and then encourage them to be a part of the conversation. And that's by asking those questions and simply having a direct conversation. Most people appreciate directness when done with kindness.
Yeah.
You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be aggressive. You just can do it and go, can you tell me what, is there something in your life that's pulling you away from the situation? And because you feel, right now we're feeling like you are being very distant. Is there something going on right now that you'd like to share with me that I could help understand the position you might be in?
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe that's more of a work conversation question, but the idea is be curious and open-minded in the question, but yet in a place that you want to direct that answer of going, I need to understand why they're being distant, why they're not showing up. Because my mind was always taught to answer a whole bunch of answers. Well, maybe they're not showing up because, they have an ailing parent and they've been being a caretaker. You're not showing up because overscheduling them. Maybe they're not showing up because they're tired and they're exhausted and they're not creating their own boundaries. I make up a whole bunch of reasons, and eventually I'm like, guess what? I don't know why they're not showing up. I have to ask them.
Yes. Yes. It's so interesting. I have not thought about this in 20 years, and I wish I had some of these tactics at this point. So I used to host a supper club, and I would have these women meet, and it was every other week. And then the next one, I'm like, let's do what I did at the studio. Let's bring a friend. Well, it was the friend that I brought that actually ended up destroying the whole group. How did she destroy it? She brought her negative energy. Now, this is a woman who is incredible on one-on-ones, but in a group setting, she is the woe is me, as I had learned from that episode and then heard from somebody later who knew her. And with that woe is me, not only did she bring that into the entire group conversation, she touched every single person in the room and had a woe is me conversation. And suddenly that energy of everybody looking forward to getting together for those dinners every other week diminished in one day.
Wow.
And had I had the proper tactics at that time to stop the conversation from poo-pooing literally everybody, I could also have addressed it then to each and every one of those women who were coming every week to go, this woman is not invited back because of the energy that she brought. And knowing that it was, just like you're saying, is the conversation of that was on her. I don't know why she acts like that, but it's not the energy that we needed. But I had the skills and the tactics at that point in time, we could still be having supper clubs all around the country right now with that same concept.
And it is very true, and it happens over and over and over again. Just because we invite once does not make it a promise.
Yes.
We can uninvite. We've learned to unfriend or unfollow people on social media, right?
Yeah.
We can do that with in-person events and going, I love you as a person, but I don't think this isn't the right environment for you. And it's okay. Then maybe the next one will, and I'll bring you back into that space. But that's the thing. It's what's most important. You have to make that decision in those situations. Is it the friendship that maybe go awry, but might go awry later on anyways, if it's a woe is me personality, and that's not you, who knows? Or is it the dinner group that may grow into something beautiful? You just don't know. You have to make the decision of what do you stand for? What do you value? And what it matters most to you in that moment, and create that boundary. Keep it safe and enjoy the moments that you're creating. And the people we bring along with us really do impact those moments.
Yes.
So choose the right ones.
Exactly. And I love this, Amy, because this just brings us back to the conference that we just had at the beginning of the month, and the next one coming up in October, and even our retreat coming in January, is with the intent. Amy and I help cultivate those rooms so that the energy is the right energy of speakers and guests who belongs in this space, so that you are fully supported, because we know getting visible is vulnerable. So you don't want to get out there and put your vulnerability out there and somebody poo-poo on you.
That's the worst. So let's not do that.
Exactly. This is where we want to protect that space, and we do everything that we can in our power to make sure that you can show up and shine in this space.
And that's what I love what Christina and I are doing too. We aren't just creating conferences for ourselves. We're looking for active partners who want to also put on a conference with us. And that's the skill we're bringing to the table. Just that one of the skills, right, is helping protect the room, creating those boundaries, cultivating the right environment for the women in the space so they can be seen and become vulnerable. Be engaged in a way that maybe that they've never had an opportunity before in a group setting like that. So that's just one way that we are working with others to get voices heard in a safe way. And the other thing we're doing, oh, I'm so excited. We're doing this wonderful retreat. And it's a different retreat because it's a content retreat, right? It sounds kind of like, what? Not as exciting. Like we're not, but a lot of this is all about balance and boundaries again. It's a play work retreat. So tell us a little bit, Christina, of what they're going to be creating in this content retreat.
Ooh, I love this. I love this. So we sit back and we've done so many things. There's so many ideas. We have notebooks full, we have phones full, we have computers full of content that we've already created, that we've thought of, that we sat with our AI and went, oh my gosh, it's only 20 things that I need to do. And it's still sitting in the folder. So with this content retreat, what Amy and I are doing are going, we're helping you take it out of the folder and we're making it happen with you. So we're taking that piece, that dress that has been sitting in the closet, that's your content, you're wearing that dress, and we are going to make sure it's pressed, all the buttons are lined up, the bows are perfectly placed, and we will get that out there with you, creating that content calendar and getting the content up online for you. If you're looking to work on your podcast, whether you're working to do your social media, if you're looking at refining your speaker one sheet and practicing your talks, these are things that we're going to do with you over a 4-day retreat. Not only that, we're going to have fun with you. We are going to make sure that you are fed because that's important. We're going to make sure that the place that we are staying in, an Airbnb in Florida, is to your liking, the feeling of like, oh, I am being taken care of. And we're going to have playtime too, because work hard, play hard is our mantra. So that if you want to get out into nature and you want to go walk by a lake and go see the beautiful scenery, you can. If you want to go spend an afternoon at the beach after we've worked hard, you can. So these are the things that we're going to do. And also you will have our personal limo service. It's not going to be a limo. It's just going to be us driving. But we are also going to pick you up from the airport and take you back so that you don't have to wait for an Uber. We are your personal Uber so that we can get into it as soon as you hit the ground running.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those opportunities that just gives you the time and space to really focus on yourself, focus on your business, your messaging. They're going to be there helping you with some of that. What are the words you want to choose? How do you want to show up? Maybe what is your forever video content that you want to create that is on your website? That's another beautiful content to create because people kind of forget about, we do so many quick little videos that we forget that we need to have some main kind of chunky, thick, content driven videos that explain who we are. And we have a little more time to finesse those. Those are great videos to show up and do. And they're going to be in different locations. Like maybe they might be out by the pool, might be outside by, the grass. It might be inside the house. But we have the equipment, so you don't have to bring it. And it's just going to be a great opportunity to show up and create what you want to achieve. And then we'll be there to support you.
Exactly. We're going to hold you accountable. And so with that, it is time to end this episode of Visibility Strategy. We look forward to meeting you at the retreat, at the conferences, and at the accountability every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. We'll see you real soon. Check out womengettingvisible.com. I'm Christina Vidovich, Visibility Strategist.
And I'm Amy Nubson. I am Growth Strategist.
See you next time.
To be heard, flip fear into power with every